Developing right now, a shooting near the I-15 freeway, the domestic dispute that resulted in a brief freeway closure with their lives.
And 60 pink slips to be handed out tomorrow. The decline in funding and demand that's impacting who gets to keep their job with the county.
Plus, some people refer to it as neighborhood blight, the funding aimed at cleaning up neighborhoods riddled with foreclosure signs.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. Shots fired on I-15 stopped traffic for a time on the freeway.
Yet tonight, police are investigating that shooting. They say the driver of a red SUV parked near the freeway and opened fire. 8 News Now reporter Aaron Drawhorn joins us live right now with new developments. Aaron.
Dave and Paula, police say this all began when a fight broke out in that SUV. Right now, police are still on the scene of this crime scene. Investigators say a man inside got really angry and pulled out a shotgun. The SUV pulled over around 2:30 this afternoon, and 3 people inside got out and ran for their lives. Metro police say that's when the suspect shot and critically injured a woman in the SUV, believed to be his wife or girlfriend, as she bolted away from the danger. As all of this was going on, a citizen flagged down some traffic cops in the area to tell them that they saw a man along the freeway with a long shotgun. Police rushed to the rescue at the SUV. By this time, the woman was already shot near the SUV, and officers made contact with the suspect. They made that split-second decision that this guy was a genuine threat alongside a busy interstate off-ramp, and they pulled out their guns.
It's a domestic incident. The suspect was shot. He was armed with a shotgun. He did, from what we can tell at this point, possibly fire shots at the traffic officers. They returned fire and they struck him.
Metro says 2 men that were inside the SUV ran off to a Jack in the Box on Blue Diamond about a block away from I-15. Police cordoned off that parking lot with crime scene tape, and those men were interviewed about this dangerous drama that unfolded in that SUV. Are not considered suspects, according to Metro, and police say they easily could have been shot themselves by the suspect. As we come back live now, Metro says the gunman that started all of this is in critical condition, again, after being shot by police officers. The female victim who was shot by the gunman after this domestic fight is also said to be in critical condition. No officers were injured in this ordeal this afternoon. Initially, police had thought that this suspect may have been opening fire on random cars along Interstate 15. They are now taking back those initial reports. Again, it appears to be a domestic situation. The freeway was shut down for a short time, and just as we went on the air at the 6 o'clock hour, Blue Diamond westbound is now once again open to traffic. Reporting live, Aaron Drawhorn, 8 News Now.
Thanks, Aaron.
You can walk down the street and see the glaring evidence that construction has been among the hardest hit industries in this recession.
Yeah, but those stalled projects you see are now costing some Clark County workers their jobs. 8 News Now reporter Calvert Collins here to tell us what they plan to do next.
Well, Clark County Development Services is responsible for all new construction, permits, and inspections, but with most projects on hold, there is not as much for them to do. That's why 60 people are being handed their pink slips tomorrow.
Development Services used to be one of the county's busiest offices. There were 600 employees back in 2006. Tomorrow they'll be down to 170.
They're just going to let us leave.
This department can only be as big as the revenues allow it to be.
Only 5,000 new homes were built and sold last year, compared to 20,000 in a normal year. That decline means less demand for development services.
Our funds from permits is their funding source for their agency, and with the decline that we've seen in permit activity, that's certainly impacting their budget.
Now that budget is close to zero. There was even a reserve account used to pay salaries and keep the lights on, but much of that has now been depleted. County workers like Kay, who wanted her identity hidden, say they're willing to switch departments just to keep a job.
I'm willing to take a demotion and a cut in salary to maintain working with Clark County, but it doesn't appear that Clark County really wants us to maintain our employment with them.
Nobody wins in this.
Clark County has 1,100 job vacancies, but I'm told they're not filling most of them. If the Development Services workers haven't been transferred to another department by tomorrow afternoon, then they will lose their higher pay scale, and many will end up with entry-level pay. Paula?
Thank you, Calvert. The big budget cuts proposed by Governor Brian Sandoval will affect local schools, especially when it comes to maintenance and repair.
How long do I have to tell my constituents to hold on?
That's the emotional reaction of Clark County trustee Chris Garvey during a special board meeting. The school district expects to lose more than $250 million in state funding. That may mean the loss of nearly 940 jobs. Today's concerns were about the $300 million in the district's debt service reserve. It was approved back in 1998 to help repair and maintain schools. Without it, the financial impact could trickle down to the local construction industry. State lawmakers will hold a special hearing Monday, February 28th at Green Valley High School.
Well, hundreds of members of the Culinary Union are protesting this evening outside the Paula Station Casino. They're marching and picketing with signs protesting the Love of Locals campaign. They claim it's a joke because Station Casinos is the target of more than 100 National Labor Relations Board complaints.
A Mojave High School teacher is under arrest for failing to report that she knew a student had a gun. That student is now in custody after an anonymous tip about someone on campus with a weapon. Police responded to the school this morning and found a loaded gun inside a student's backpack. Clark County School Police say the disruption did not affect classes, no one was hurt, and there was never any indication the student intended to use the firearm.
The daughter of Colleen and Stanley Reimer testified today for the prosecution. She's the first of the children to take the stand. The couple is accused of leaving their 4-year-old son in the back of their vehicle for 17 hours on a hot day while they were inside the home. The child died. They're also accused of hurting their other children. The child today testified about that.
There wasn't any spot in particular that he would hit them. A lot of times the chest, the stomach, back, arms. I don't think I've ever seen him punch anybody in the face.
Crystal Reimer there testified that she did see bruises on the upper arms of her brothers. A homicide detective also took the stand today. Well, a winter storm is making its way from Alaska down through California and into southern Nevada the next couple of days.
Alaska air doesn't sound good. Darren Miller joins us early tonight with a look outside. Darren.
Yeah, all right. So we're getting ready for another storm here. The first storm moved through yesterday, produced wind gusts up near 60 miles per hour. It really cooled us down. Highs today only in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Now we get ready for another storm to get here as early as tomorrow afternoon. It's a really good chance of rain tomorrow night in through Saturday. So here's a look at the radar right there. You can see it right now. Reno's getting pounded with some snow. Lake Tahoe, a lot of rain from San Francisco down towards Fresno. Once again, all this moisture is heading our way over the weekend. And we'll take a look at the timeline on that. Coming up in the forecast a little bit later on. Back to you guys for right now.
Thanks, Darren. Driving around town, we've all seen neighborhoods filled with foreclosure signs and unattended lawns. Now, federal funding may help spruce them up. Some neighbors hope the efforts may boost their property values. And from social media to text messages, the campaign to bring in college kids for spring break.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by the Southern Nevada Health District.
Well, many of us live in or have seen neighborhoods with brown lawns, homes with chipped paint, and foreclosure signs that don't seem to want to go away. Well, now federal funding is aimed at helping some neighborhoods to clean up, to help stabilize property values. Zahid Arab shows us one neighborhood getting that money, and the residents hopeful it'll help.
Throw it in the trash. Every time the wind blows out here, it brings in a whole bunch of trash.
Bruce Nygren is a big believer in making his yard immaculate. But like these leaves, his home's value has fallen, the lowest it's been in 16 years, as many of his neighbors have fallen into foreclosure.
The yards go, the first thing they do is turn the water off, then the trees die, the grass dies, the landscaping starts looking bad.
$970 million is being dispersed across the country to make over abandoned, foreclosed, and short sale properties to get people living in them.
That's going to move in and take ownership of the home and take care of it, and if you do that, you increase the value of the properties in that neighborhood.
City Councilman Stavros Anthony represents this hard-stricken area bordered by Buffalo Drive, El Capitan Way, Gowan Road, and Alexander Road. Even a nice area has its sore spots. 125 homes have been vacant at least 90 days.
The truth of the matter is they did suffer, and these homes really take the rest of the neighborhood down.
An expert from the UNLV Lead Institute for Real Estate Studies says the 56 homes helped by these funds is a drop in the bucket. He says we should help stop the problem before it starts.
Not letting more homes to become abandoned and foreclose. Because at the end, we have to pay the price.
Nygren is hopeful the program will finally free his neighborhood of foreclosures.
You know, it's nice to have things that are at least look good.
Zahid Arab, 8 News Now.
UNLV analysts say foreclosures nearby can drop a home's value up to 35%. Once the improvement plan is approved, people can rent or buy one of the homes if they qualify.
The father of the Five Browns musical group pleaded guilty today to his daughters when they were children. Keith Brown entered his plea today in Utah. Prosecutors charged Brown with 1 first-degree felony count of sodomy on a child and 2 second-degree counts of sexual abuse. Brown could face a sentence of up to life in prison. His daughters are a part of the classical piano group, the Five Browns, who have appeared on Oprah. The plea comes 3 days after he and his wife were hurt in a crash in which his Porsche plunged from a mountain road into a canyon. Both survived.
A local artist shares his views of freedom with the world. The link on YouTube and the contest he lost that may now help him get his artwork to the White House. And chilly temperatures moving into southern Nevada as a winter storm makes its way into town. Darren Miller joins us next.
This portion of 8 News Now. You're watching 8 News Now at 6 with Dave Courvoisier and Paula Francis. The news for Southern Nevada is now.
College students are not just booking their flights to Mexico or Florida for spring break anymore. Las Vegas casinos have made a huge effort to draw in the college crowd to come here for their week break. And they've thought of some creative ways to do it. 8 News Now reporter Ted Florendo is at the Palms with the story. Ted.
Paula, good evening. The Palms here and many others know just how much money they can make during spring break. They're targeting those college kids to come here by offering deals and specials and promising that Las Vegas is better than any spring break beach. This is the email blast that is going out to almost every university in the country.
Oh, nothing rivals Las Vegas. We got everything here, from the best beaches, the best entertainment.
Patrick Miller with Mandalay Bay is hoping the email offering deals and specials will entice college kids to forget the sandy beaches this spring break and come to the desert.
Even when you're going out to the beach, you can't walk inside and see a casino and great shows and great venues just to relax.
Miller is using the internet rather than TV ads to target those college kids, like that email blast promising drink specials and beach parties.
Social media as well. We obviously, all of our properties are linked into social media venues, Facebook and Twitter, to get out the word that we're the place to be at.
It's also the same strategy managers at the Palms are using as well.
We have a huge social campaign. We have e-blasts going out all the time, text messages.
John Gray with the Palms Resort says spring break is such a big moneymaker, they'll do anything to draw those college kids here, even inviting MTV to hold their spring break show at the Palms pool.
They just wanted to bring something new and fresh to spring break, and Vegas is the perfect choice for that.
Casinos report a surge in room reservations, including food and beverage sales during spring break.
I've spring breaked in Miami back in the good old days, and this would rank right up there with it.
So the pools may be placid now, but in 3 weeks, the casinos hope to splash away Fort Lauderdale. Many of the casinos say it's not just a week-long surge in room and food sales. Since spring break varies around the country, many report an economic boost in sales the entire month of March. Reporting live at the Palms, Ted Florendo, 8 News Now.
All right, Ted, and a Las Vegas man has a talent that could get him a meeting with the president. What started out as a contest to paint former Governor Gibbons' portrait now has opened a door for painter Alex Kraske. He lost that contest, but posted his work on YouTube, and that caught the attention of Senator Reid's office. Now he hopes to impress President Obama with another painting of what America means to him, a naturalized citizen who escaped the oppression of the Soviet Union.
It should be inspiring. They shouldn't forget this, roots, these values of this country. Because this is the values of this country. That's how I feel. Because I wouldn't draw the same painting for any other country, because they don't have it.
Took him more than 3 months to finish the painting that features 5 U.S. presidents, including the current president, Barack Obama. Kraske says the painting represents the freedoms we oftentimes take for granted. At the encouragement of Senator Reid's office, he sent a poster version of his painting to the White House. He's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
good luck to him. I hope he meets the president.
Yeah.
It's an amazing painting.
Nice, pretty sharp, yes.
Wow.
So here we go again, eh?
Yeah, we're actually in between storms right now. Up until today, we'd had 5 days in a row. It had been nice and mild, but today the cold front moved through yesterday. It was a lot cooler today, and now we're getting ready for an even stronger storm to get here at some point tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, in through Saturday into Sunday. So there's a look at the situation outside this evening. Absolutely beautiful. The high today at 60, so the high yesterday at 71, so it was a lot cooler today. And outside right now, it's still somewhat breezy. We're currently in the upper 50s out at the airport. Wind out of the south at 14 miles per hour. East Washington 54. Elkhorn, you're at 53. West Charleston there as well. Red Rock, you're in the upper 40s currently. Seven Hills 54. You head over towards the east, a little bit warmer. East Flamingo at 56. And then outside the valley, look at Kingman currently at 50 in Arizona. Alamo, you're at 46. Boulder City at 52. So highs today. Remember yesterday, highs in the upper 60s and lower 70s. The cold front pushes through, ushers in the cooler air, and so highs today in the upper 50s and lower 60s. East Flamingo, you're high at 62, Seven Hills 59, and then down towards the south, Laughlin, the high today at 64. Now officially here, the automatic information for Las Vegas at 60. So the normal high is 63, so this would be considered unseasonably cool. The sunset has already occurred, obviously, and tomorrow sunrise will happen at 6:27. So you're getting a break from the wind right now, but really tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, in through Saturday, as that storm gets closer, look at all these colors again. They'll be out of the south at about 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting up near 45 as that storm gets a little bit closer to us. So here's where we stand right now. So far, we really need some rain because we've only had 1/100th of an inch of rain so far. Normally we'd be close to an inch, so we're definitely in a rain deficit, and we're going to get some here this weekend. So here's a look at the watches and warnings. We have two for us that go into effect tomorrow. A winter storm warning goes into effect for central Nye County above 5,500 feet. You're going to get some snow there. And then for the Sheep Range, Mount Charleston, Red Rock, winter storm warning goes into effect tomorrow night above 5,500 feet. So there's the storm right there, and it's heading right for us. It'll get here tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and we're going to get some rain out of this over the weekend. So we'll get down to 41 tonight. Forecast for tomorrow, it'll actually be warmer, forecasting a high of 63, a lot of cloud cover, slight chance of a shower in the afternoon, but a really better chance of rain tomorrow night in through Saturday. It'll be windy as well, very cool. We'll dry things out on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then another chance of rain next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So get ready for some rain and some mountain snow. I think we need some. Dave and Paul, back to you.
Hey, Darren, thank you.
And we're talking about boxing to start.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun here in Las Vegas. Spring is going to be shaping up to be a terrific few months for boxing fans. First final fight of the year taking place in Las Vegas. These are special times. Hey, they speak a universal language, don't they? More about that. Plus, sorting out the field for the first great race of the season. Look who's smiling tonight. More next here on 8 News Now.
This portion of 8 News Now is brought to you by Nathan Adelson Hospice. 8 News Now Sports is brought to you by your Southern Nevada Nissan dealers. From Channel 8 News Now, Sports with Chris Maathuis.
All right, combat sports have a lot in common, from the first time a fighter or boxer steps into the ring and probably the first time they lace up those gloves. There's a universal word that needs no interpretation.
Nonito Donaire and Fernando Montiel step into the ring on Saturday. One is a Filipino, the other is a Mexican. They may not share similar cultures, but they do speak the same language when it comes to the word knockout. If ever there were two guys hungry for the KO, it's these two bantamweight brawlers.
That's what I want from the bottom of my heart, is a victory, a knockout victory, and I think that he wants that as well.
I don't think it'll be a knockout. I'm sure there'll be a knockout, and I know it'll come before 10 rounds.
People are going to be on the edge of their seats because at any time, one guy can knock down or even knock out the other with one punch.
Very hard to tell because Donaire hasn't lost a fight in 9 years, and 9 of his last 10 wins have come by knockout.
I don't want to go beyond the middle rounds. I want to take it as early as I can.
Montiel hasn't lost a fight in 6 years, 8 of his last 10 wins coming by knockout.
Va a ser de knockout, no se lo pierdan. Eso estoy seguro, I'm sure.
Knockout, I am sure. That's something we all understand. Well, if history teaches us anything, it's Saturday's title fight won't be boring. Somebody will be swinging for the fences.
Both of them are looking to hit home runs. They truly are.
All right, Montiel is the 5th Mexican fighter only to win 5 different weight classes world titles. As for Donaire, he's a consensus top 10 pound-for-pound fighter showdown Saturday night over at Mandalay Bay. Rebels leave tomorrow for Colorado State. Some are saying Saturday's game with the Rams is a win and you're in game.
That's a killer.
I tell you, it's very important, especially for postseason for us. Right now, they're looking at the game that they can get in if they beat us, and we don't know where we'll shake out if we lose to them.
And finally, the field for the Daytona 500 taking shape. Twin qualifying races today. And in the first duel, Las Vegas Kurt Busch takes the lead right in the final lap, wins race number 1. Jeff Burton won the second. Finishing order of the races completed out the field for Sunday's season opening Daytona 500. So they're back.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
You bet.
And we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Dave McCann.
And I'm Dana Roselli.
Tomorrow, the price of oil is dropping. Price of the pump's rising. We're going to find out why.
And why are we playing Spanish Eyes?
I was wondering that.
Well, I interview Engelbert Humperdinck, my one-on-one interview, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look tomorrow. See you at 4.
Now, Nevada's first choice for news. This is Channel 8 News Now at 6.
The dark side of the sex trade, prostitutes trapped in violent relationships with their pimps.
So they're motivating them by threats, beatings, and, those types of things.
Tonight at 11, the I-Team takes us along as Metro Vice detectives try to break the cycle of danger and greed. Plus, Metro's narcotics unit certainly keeping busy. The business, home, and condo raided, the boxes of evidence seized, and the suspects behind this bust. That's tonight at 11. Thanks for watching 8 News Now at 6. We're always on at 8newsnow.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
See you tonight at 11. Have a great evening.